Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be filming part 2 of the Q&A that I am doing. The first part of the Q&A I answered questions that I received on Instagram, and then this one I'm going to be answering questions that I received on YouTube. I put a little post up a few weeks ago in my community board, and so I'm going to answer the questions that you guys asked there. If you guys are new here, I am going to be a first-year kindergarten teacher this year, and I'm super excited. I've kind of been taking you guys along the whole process of me actually becoming a teacher during student teaching, sharing a lot of hauls of things I'm collecting for my classroom, and then I'm going to continue showing you guys as I prepare for my classroom as school is getting closer. And so I hope you guys enjoy this little Q&A. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that red button so you won't miss any of my videos, and make sure you follow me along on Instagram. It's a lot easier for me to chat with you guys there because of the direct messaging part, and so make sure you follow me there for more life updates and stuff like that. And so anyways, let's get into this Q&A. Okay, so I'm gonna just go through these questions in no particular order. If you can't tell, I'm still in Hawaii right now. I think you can tell in the reflection of all the greenery, and so this is really exciting for me to do it here. But anyways, okay, so the first question says, were you nervous about student teaching? I'm about to start my student teaching in a kindergarten class next month, and I'm feeling a little nervous. So was I nervous about student teaching? Yes, I was definitely nervous. I just remember I was very nervous, but I was very excited. I was so excited. I had been waiting for this for my whole life. I've known I wanted to be a teacher since I was like a first grader, and so it was really overwhelming to like finally be in the position that I was like about to start teaching. And so I was definitely nervous, but I was also really excited. I would say that I got more nervous the first couple times that I had to like teach a lesson, you know, but it's totally normal to feel nervous and anxious. Like, it's a big deal to finally start your student teaching, so it's totally normal. You're gonna do great. It's awesome. It's so much fun. I loved my experience in student teaching, so I hope you will too. The next question says, what are you most excited for and what are you most nervous for? Also, will you vlog your class and what they do? Yes, I will be vlogging. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is doing like weekly vlogs, so vlogging every day as much as I can, and then just posting every Sunday or Saturday, something like that, with maybe a video in between there. I think that's just what's going to be most doable and easy for me as a first year teacher, when I'm going to be really busy with my class and just kind of understanding what's happening with the curriculum and, you know, being really involved and setting up and all that stuff. So I think I'm definitely going to vlog, and I think they're probably going to be weekly vlogs. What am I most excited for? I am just so excited to be in my classroom and just set it up the way that I want, and just, you know, have my kindergartners, and just, I'm so excited. Like, I don't even know what exactly I'm most excited for. I'm just so excited. I think I'm most nervous for using a new curriculum that I've never used before. I've never even heard of the curriculums that they used, honestly. And so just getting familiar with how the curriculum goes and how it's set up and how to implement it in my classroom and how to tweak it my way and kind of that. And so that's probably what I'm most nervous for. Okay, the next question says, do you realize that you have a very well-stocked classroom? I couldn't believe it when I saw it. You are truly blessed to get such a well-organized room. Yes, I am very well aware that my classroom has a ton of resources in it. It's a very new building. It's like 3 or 4 years old, so it's very new. Our district tries really hard to take care of their teachers the best that they can, and one way they can do that is by trying to provide us with as much as they possibly can. And so I totally know that I am very lucky and very blessed to be in the district and the school that I'm in, and that's not what a lot of teachers are, you know, walking into their first year with, and I'm really lucky, and so I'm super excited and just grateful to be where I'm at. So yes, I do know. The next question said, when you decided to become a teacher, did you ever have concerns over salary? And do you plan to have a second job on weekends or in the summer? Love your videos. Thank you. I never had any concerns about the salary. I always knew that teachers get paid less than, you know, a lot of other majors and a lot of other careers, but that didn't matter to me. I grew up in a very low social economic family. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, and so money was never something that was that big of a deal to me. I just always knew that I wanted to be a teacher, and the salary never turned me off from that. And so and I don't plan on having a second job on the weekends. I just think I would never be able to do that, especially during my first year. So no, I'm not planning on having a second job on the weekends, but I am teaching summer school this summer just to be able to get a little bit of money over the summer, so I probably will continue doing that over the summers. So that qualifies as a summer job because we get paid for that. So yeah. The next question says, what are you looking forward to teaching? Honestly, I like teaching all subjects. One subject that really surprised me that I enjoyed teaching was math. I thought I would hate teaching math just because I wasn't the best at math. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's a lizard, look. Can you guys see? Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Cute. Sorry for that interruption. I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, she also asked, I want to go into elementary education. What is advice? Like, what advice do I have? I would say that a lot of elementary education programs slash, you know, college programs in general are really long, and it's really easy to get discouraged, especially when you're taking the EdTPA. I would say just push through it, remember why you're doing it, how worth it it's going to be when you finally get your degree and you finally get your classroom. I just know I even was like, oh my gosh, this is really hard. Do I even want to do this? And yes. Yeah, they just turned the sprinklers on, so hopefully you can still hear me. I'll try to talk loud. Okay, the next question, she said, hi, I thought I have a couple more questions. One, what is your favorite color? My favorite color is turquoise. Do you plan on having kids in the future, and how many? Yes, we plan on having kids, not for a few years. We just really want to get settled and kind of find a place that we really want to live for the rest of our lives. Maui. And how many? For a really long time I wanted to have like 6 kids, and now I think it's still the same. I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 would be good. What's your favorite animal? I have 2 favorite animals that are tied, and they are a koala and a panda. Someone else asked, did you ever substitute teach before becoming a teacher, or did you just go to college to teach? What got you into this line of work? I never substitute taught before becoming a teacher. I subbed for like a day and a half in my internship classroom, but that was it. And I went to college to teach, and I went into this line of work just because I love working with kids. I have grown up loving kids my entire life. I'm the oldest of 4, and I just love kids so much, obviously. And yeah, I just love kids. The next question says, when does your school get out for summer? This year, because of the snow days that they had, they didn't get out until like June 24th or something crazy like that. And so I think usually they get out around like the 15th or something like that. So like June 15th, and then we start school September 4th. The next question says, when did you start purchasing items for your future classroom as a student teacher? And would you recommend student teachers to start stocking up on books, pens, stationery, etc.? I started purchasing things for my classroom probably about a year before I started student teaching, just really slowly. If I found a really good book at like Goodwill or something, I would buy it. I probably had like half of a bin of books before I started student teaching, and then when I was student teaching I really started collecting things more. I would recommend for student teachers to start stocking up a little bit, but I would really wait until you get like your grade level that you're going to be teaching in for your like first teaching job, because like if I would have been placed in 2nd grade, I would have had to find totally different things than what I'm finding for kindergarten, you know. So I just would recommend that you wait a little bit, but stock up on really good things like classic read-alouds. You're going to use them for any grade, or if you see, you know, bins that you really want, those you can use for whatever grade. Things that are universal for school that you can use in no matter what grade you're in, I would purchase those, but I would hold off on like a lot of like leveled readers or like play to learn stuff if you're not for sure going to be in kindergarten. What advice do you have for growing a teacher channel? Honestly, what advice do I have? I think just posting consistently and just kind of showing who you are in your videos is super important, because if you're trying to be something that you're not, like, people can tell. I would just say post consistently, make content that does well. So, and you just have to be really patient, because it took my channel over a year to finally find you guys. Like, it takes a while for people to find your videos, and you have to be doing it for the right reasons. If you're in it for money or anything like that, like, it's really hard. And I just know that's personally not why I'm doing this. I started doing it for community and to just kind of like document my life and just connect with other teachers, which has been amazing, and that's happened, and it's so crazy to me. So just make sure you're genuine, figure out why you're doing it, and then just be consistent. Those would be my top tips. Someone said, if you had a choice, what grade would you teach and why? Well, I think I would probably teach first grade if I have a choice. I absolutely am so excited for kindergarten, don't get me wrong, but I student taught in first grade and it's what I'm most familiar with, so I feel like going into my first year it would have been a little bit easier to teach first grade. And I love first graders, they're so cute and so sassy, and but I'm also really, really excited for kindergarten too. Okay, this is like the most frequently asked question on my channel ever. I get asked this on like every single video. And it is, what are you going to do with your nose ring when you start teaching? Did you wear your nose ring for student teaching? Are you gonna wear your nose ring when you're teaching? And the answer is yes, I'm going to continue wearing it. I've never encountered any problems while wearing my nose ring. I honestly forget it's there until you guys point it out to me. I don't know if Washington State is just a more like progressive state where they are more open to things like that, rather than some other states that may be more like conservative and just more different, I guess. I don't know. I've just never encountered a problem. I got a job with my nose ring. I wore it during my interview. I wore it during my entire time student teaching. I've never encountered any problems, but yes, I am planning on wearing my nose ring. I wore it when I got my job. I wore it during student teaching. I've never had any problems with it, and so yeah, that's just me. What is the most valuable experience that prepared you for teaching? Maybe something specific, maybe something more specific than just student teaching overall, like an individual observation or project. I'm trying to think. I think one of the most like valuable experiences, it's so hard because I just feel like my student teaching year, like I learned so much. Like there's just so much that like prepared me and was so valuable. I think one of the most valuable things I learned was that you have to trust your gut with when you're teaching. Like if you read a lesson and you're like, what the heck, my kids are not gonna like that at all. Or, you know, if I know my kids do really well with this, like I'm going to implement that instead of this tool. Specifically during an observation, I was doing number corner, which is kind of like calendar, but my student teaching school used Bridges, which I know a few of you are familiar with. And it called for them every single day to write equations for like the number days of school we're in. So say we were at 100 days of school, so every single day they would have to write, you know, an equation for 100, 101, 102. I hope that makes sense. But my kids were starting to get a little bit bored of it, obviously, and so I decided to hand out whiteboards to the kids and markers and not erasers, and then have every single student write an equation for the day of school we were on. And it went so well. They were so much more engaged. I was so shocked. Like I was like, okay, so write your equation on the whiteboard. And everyone like grabbed the whiteboards and it was dead silent. First graders, they were working. It was so awesome to see, and I was getting observed that day too. And so my like professor lady that was observing me was like, oh my gosh, like they're so quiet and they're working. And I was like, what do I do now? They're actually doing it. It was crazy. And so, and I really trusted my gut with that. Like that's not what the curriculum asked for. It was just like, you know, changing up the routines, keeping it engaging. So I think one of the most valuable things I learned during student teaching was to, you know your students best, you know what really, really helps them. Things that maybe they don't really need to do, they already know it, you know, like you just have to trust yourself as a teacher and what you know about your students, and then make your instruction fit that. And so that's one of the most valuable things I learned. So this question is fun. It says, has there ever been a time where you were sure you wouldn't enjoy teaching specific content but found out you actually really enjoyed it? Yes. So for my EdTPA, I had to teach math, and I was like, oh my gosh, I do not want to teach math for my EdTPA, just because it was such a impactful test that mattered so much to me for my career. I was like, I really don't want to teach math. Can I teach literacy, like something I'm a little bit more familiar with? But honestly, I loved it. It was so hands-on. The kids loved math, and so it made me love it more. And so I really, really enjoyed teaching math, and it was one of my favorite things to teach now. Like I'm so comfortable teaching math, which is really surprising to me. And so that was something that I wasn't really expecting, and then turned out I actually really, really liked it. Another question says, why did you become a teacher? So I mentioned earlier, obviously I love kids, but another reason that I became a teacher was because in my life, some of the most impactful people in my life were my teachers. I bonded with so many of my teachers. They were mentors for me. They honestly became like second moms and grandmas and grandpas to me. I'm still close with so many of my teachers from high school and elementary school. Like, I've always looked up to my teachers, and they were the people that I really needed during those times of my life. And so I really want to be that for my kiddos too, especially for kiddos that maybe don't have the best home life. You can be a very secure, safe person for them, and that's what I needed as a kid, and that's what I want to make sure that I am for them too. And so I think just because I was so impacted by the teachers in my life, I really felt driven to become a teacher as well, if that makes sense. Another question says, what is your favorite thing to do in the summer? I love going to the beach. I love the ocean. I've always loved the ocean. Me and my husband go to the Oregon coast like 2 times a year just because we love the coast and the ocean. And now that we've been in Hawaii, I definitely think we're going to be coming here a lot, and we just absolutely love the ocean. And so I love going to the ocean. I love going to the beach. I also love barbecuing. I think it's so yummy. Like, hot dogs off the barbecue are so good. So those are some of my favorite things to do in the summer. I think the last question I'm going to answer, because we have to check out of our hotel very soon, says, if you didn't teach, what would you do? If I didn't teach, I would either be like a stay-at-home mom, honestly, or I would be some sort of like social worker. I would get involved in social work or charity work, like around the world. I don't know. This is just off the top of my head. The only other thing that I ever considered doing besides teaching was social work, just because it's obviously impacting kids. So that was the only thing I ever actually considered, but I have traveled a lot, and so just since I was 18, I've been able to travel to a couple different countries, and so I would definitely want to do something with traveling, which is obviously like a really big dream. But yeah, if I didn't teach, I don't really know what I would do. Okay, so those are all the questions I'm going to answer today, because we have to check out of our condo and so I need to get going. But I hope you guys enjoyed this little Q&A. I hope you guys are getting to know me a little bit better as who I am, and I definitely can film more Q&As in the future. Maybe once we hit like 5,000, that would be really fun to do another one. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can see my whole journey. I'm about to get into my classroom pretty soon. I'm about to start teaching summer school in like 10 days, which is crazy. And so I'm definitely going to be vlogging all of that as well and showing you how I prepare for that. And so make sure you follow along, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!